It is 2024. We are in the Critical Thinking Contemporary Health Issues class. Our group project was over the decline of psychological health in America. Okay, psychological health can be defined as a person's behavioral, emotional, social, or spiritual well-being. While on the other hand, the definition of decline of psychological health can be defined as a period of poor mental stability where everyday tasks become difficult. So this can include mood swings, include difference of character, how you act around people. You can have a lack of motivation, inability to cope with emotions, difficulty concentrating, and poor memory. Furthermore, a survey of mental health in America proved information that 1 in 5 citizens feel that they have poor mental health, 1 in 3 suffer from anxiety, 1 in 5 feel depressed often, and 1 in 5 received mental health services in 2021. From 2021 to 2022 alone, 23% of Americans reported feeling mental illness, corresponding to 60 million citizens in the United States. There has been a 13% increase over the past 10 years. This data, along with the information from the survey, shows that there's a large percentage of Americans feel as if they are struggling with their mental health.
Many people in the U.S. face chronic stress, anxiety, or depression will often use substances such as drugs and alcohol in order to cope with their problems. But the problem with that is it's only a temporary fix to their problems, and it often underlies with mental health issues and can even lead to cardiovascular diseases such as high levels of cortisol, high levels of blood pressure, and it could lead to heart diseases. And that in 2021, over 22.8% of adults reported having mental health issues, and that was over 57.8 million people in the US.
One of the tenets of good, positive mental health is like sociability and interacting with other people. Social media use directly cuts this off because you're interacting with people, but not in a way that our brains have evolved and gone about preparing to do. So there's no hugging, no face-to-face contact. There's none of these things that we evolved to have and to release dopamine to. Instead, it's replaced with, a funny reel. All this being said, social media has had a negative impact on mental health in our country and blah, blah, blah. Another way to help with psychological issues is being in a sense of community, unlike Jackson, who is unable to make it to this meeting today.
Another thing that can help improve mental health is eating healthy. Another thing that can help with mental illness, a lot of people don't understand some of the underlying biological factors that go into your mental health. Genetics can play a big role in this, and so as well as overall brain chemistry that causes chemical imbalances in your brain that can affect your mental health. But mental illness can run in families, and some rare disorders are caused solely by genetics. Some rare genetic variants can increase the risk of developing mental disorders. For example, some variations in genes related to neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine may contribute to depression and anxiety. Abnormal functioning of the nerve cells that connect brain regions can be a risk factor for mental illness as well.
One thing that can help with psychological health is exercising.
This paper was born with a genetic predisposition for mental illnesses.
Through this paper's lifetime, I experienced many traumatic events. This can include a death of a loved one or an injury.
And through this paper's lifetime, it went through substance abuse, through using alcohol, drugs, and it eventually ended its life by the overdose on fentanyl.
This piece of paper represents what a strong mental health looks like. You can achieve this through a lot of different ways. This could be through medication for anxiety, depression, talking to somebody, going and exercising, getting good sleep, and eating well. So prescription medication can be a great tool to battle such illnesses such as depression and anxiety, but it also has some negative takeaways. The long-term effects of using antidepressants can cause an increase in the risk of diabetes, as well as weight gain and insomnia. A study found that 10 to 30% of patients with major depression felt no difference after taking the medication. There are many different ways to tackle mental health decline, including physical exercise, talking to someone, and self-care. So medication is not always the best route to go. That is only for severe cases and if you have no other option.